What if Apple's rumored iPhone Fold ends up being more than just a concept? What if it actually lands in 2026 as expected and does what Apple always does best, make something feel new? Even if it's been around for years, that might sound like a nightmare for Samsung on the surface. But here's the twist: it could actually turn out to be the best thing that's ever happened to the Galaxy Z Fold series. For more than 5 years, Samsung has been leading the foldable phone market, with almost zero real competition in places like the US and Europe. Sure, brands like Honor, Huawei, and Xiaomi have experimented with foldables, and some of them have launched decent products in China or select markets, but none of them have really shaken Samsung's throne. The Galaxy Z Fold is still the go-to. Foldable for anyone who wants a book-style smartphone-tablet hybrid globally. But that lack of competition may have made Samsung a little too comfortable. We've seen slow design changes, not so great battery improvements, and some features like the under-display camera that still feel like they're in beta. Now imagine Apple jumping into the game with the iPhone Fold, not in 2025, but in late 2026, according to the latest reports. That might be just what Samsung needs to reignite its innovation engine. Apple entering the foldable world doesn't mean Samsung loses, it means the entire category wins. Foldables finally stop being niche or early adopter toys and become something more mainstream. Apple's presence alone is enough to shift public perception. People who've never even considered a foldable might suddenly take interest just because Apple's name is attached. It could be the kind of cultural shift foldables have been waiting for. And that's not all. If the rumors about Apple's massive battery in the iPhone Fold are true, we're talking about a device packing 5,000 to 5,500 mAh of power. That's far beyond what Samsung has offered in its Z Fold series so far. If Apple, a company known for doing more with less in the battery department, decides to go big on power, it sends a loud signal to the rest of the industry, including Samsung. No more excuses for 4,400 or 4,600 mAh batteries in a $1,800 phone. Samsung might be forced to raise the bar and finally give us the battery life we've been asking for. Then there's the software. Apple doesn't just make new hardware, it redesigns the experience. If they launch an iPhone Fold, it'll likely come with a highly optimized version of iOS tailored for foldables, smooth multitasking, and deep integration with other Apple devices. That's going to push Samsung to work even harder on One UI, multitasking capabilities, and ecosystem synergy. A smarter Fold experience that works better with Galaxy Tabs, Galaxy Watches, or even Windows PCs would suddenly become more important than ever. The pressure from Apple could lead to smarter, more seamless software updates and long overdue fixes. So even if you're a die-hard Samsung fan, cheering for Apple to stay out of foldables might be the wrong move. In fact, we should welcome the competition. It will bring better features, faster improvements, possibly more affordable models, and a much more polished overall experience for everyone. We've already seen what competition does in the smartphone world. It speeds things up. When Apple introduced the iPhone X, Android phones followed up with their own edge-to-edge designs. When Samsung pushed high refresh rate displays, Apple followed. Back and forth, they push each other to do better. That same energy is desperately needed in the foldable space. So yes, an iPhone Fold could challenge the Galaxy Z Fold, but it could also save it from stagnation. It might inspire Samsung to move faster, think bigger, and finally give users the full potential of what a foldable can be, and that's something worth getting excited about.